would help if I muted the bloody microphone. Hello everybody, welcome to the impromptu live stream with myself, Steve-O, where I've just been out all day with my nephew, my mum and his father. And I've come home and I got to see about half an hour of the opening half of the Bournemouth mancity game. See that Haaland misses a penalty. I'm just thinking, this is just laughable. I know this isn't FPL, but even though ironically I want Bournemouth to win, it's laughable in the sense of, oh, a player that's not particularly in great form and is a player that I want to be doing well against Leicester and is going to be my captain against Leicester, has just missed a penalty against Bournemouth. And then I decide, right, I've finished eating my food now. I'm clearing off. I'm bored out of my mind. I cannot sit indoors when the weather is absolutely phenomenal. So I come back and my mum says, oh, guess who won? And I'm like, City? Yep. What was the score? 2-1. Right, okay. And look at my phone. See that Haaland was substituted. I'm thinking nothing of it, to be honest with you. I just assumed, yep, I see he scored. You know, he's just been substituted, give him a bit of a rest. And then I go on X, and all I'm seeing is Haaland goes off injured. Haaland looks like he's got an ankle injury. He probably ain't going to play against Leicester, which is obvious now that he won't be playing against Leicester. And then I'm thinking, yesterday Jason did a -12 to make his team look absolutely gorgeous. And to be completely frank, my team is in absolute tatters at the moment. The plan for me and Ray was to be doing a wildcard in 31. And then this week was specifically going to be doing Mateta in for Wood, Munoz in for Trent, and that's it, done. And then this news has come through and I'm thinking, well, Haaland ain't going to be playing on Wednesday. Okay, it's at the moment, we don't know. Quite literally, we don't know. But, you know, guesswork being guesswork, we're going to go 50-50 that he plays against Leicester. And then I look at the rest of the team, even if, you know, Haaland is declared that he won't be playing. It's then a case of, right, so I'm then left with Visser up front, some absolute garbage in Katara and Burmo and Enzo up against the respective teams that they're playing in game week 30. And you've got Gabriel, Timber, Robinson, and then Flecken. It's just an absolute shower of garbage. And I'm looking at it thinking, maybe it would be an idea to wildcard. Now, I've been looking at some. So I went on X, Elite FPL's X account, to be completely honest with you, and saw that FPL Mate had uploaded an updated spreadsheet. And I looked at it and I'm like, you know what? Is it worth just doing the wildcard 1 week early? And I'm just doing this just to see what people are saying. Insane Gamer saying sell Haaland for Mamouche or Mateta. It just feels like such a sideways move, to be honest with you. That's what it feels like. It just feels so sideways and not really a move that I want to do when I've got Chris Wood in the team, who's going to be... I don't want to lose value either. He's going to be going down in price tonight. You've got Ismail Sarr that's going to go up in price again. Or he's looking likely to be going up in price by 0.1. You then have the likes of Trent Alexander. You've got Robinson away at Arsenal, where that game's going to be ending up being anywhere between 1 and 3-0, but I'd be more closer to the 1-0 mark considering how bad Arsenal at the moment. My moves in for Haaland is the logical thing, and then Wood out for Mateta for a -4, and then just go in with Robinson versus Arsenal and just hope for the best of a 0-pointer. That's all that useless idiot is for at the moment. And certainly for me, the fact that do you know what? I'm just going to swear. What really fucking frustrates me is that yesterday, when we were doing our video at 9 o'clock in the morning, me and Jason had a really interesting discussion around, his team and my team, and more specifically him wanting to do. I was basically helping him. I was just as a rival, was just essentially helping him make a decision about the upcoming game weeks. And ironically, he's still got Haaland. And I was making the point that you may not want to do transfers until after these quarterfinals. He did it anyway. He did a -12, and I did applaud him. I am genuinely, happy that he hit the -12 because, as I stated at the time, he was somebody back in 2020, 2021 where he was doing these hits. He was climbing up the ranks. It was a testament, to be fair, it was a testament to any of us, really, that actually have the bollocks to just go, you know what? Why, with this influx of information we've got now, I really shouldn't be subconsciously thinking, no, don't wildcard yet, wait until game week 31. But when you're in a circumstance where at the moment, these are the players I get rid of. I get rid of Fabianski, Timber. So Timber would become Raya. So if I was wildcarding, it would be Raya and Flecken I'm looking at, or Henderson and Pope. But then I was looking at FPL Mate's spreadsheet and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this particular player doesn't play in game week 34. Right, okay, we've got to work that around. It would be Gabriel, Munoz. I had Vardiol in the team, and then it would be mean finding 2 other players that would be playing, give or take, in game week 34. So I had like Dan Burn there. I had Kieran Trippier in there. And then in the midfield, I had Jacob Murphy, Sarr, Saka as like just a placement holder, just to see what I can do with the money. But because I haven't got Haaland, it doesn't matter. I can have Saka when I want. But I just keep Bowen in there. I generally would keep Bowen in there. And who was the other midfielder I had? It was Jacob Murphy, Sarr, and someone else I've completely forgotten. And then the front 3 of Marmoush, Isaac, and Mateta. So I'm going to delete. By the way, this is the most frustrating bit of the stream now, what I'm about to do. If I was to kind of put it up on screen, the players that I would have in this particular team by naming them as I go along. So we got Raya. So Raya and Flecken. Flecken's looking like he could be having a double game week in the foreseeable future. Again, this is only based on what I've seen of FPL Mate, but him and Ben Krellin, it's all the same spreadsheets, isn't it? There's no real difference, just slightly different graphics, that's it. So well done to them for genuinely putting the work in and making sure that us idiots oh wait a minute, I can't be saying any of this because people don't like it. Forgot about that. Can't be real, can't be honest. But yeah, certainly these particular individuals that have put these spreadsheets together have done a magnificent job. And certainly these, like I said, these are the kind of players that I'm looking at to be bringing in for my double game. Well, it's not even double game week 32. It's just that the players that I'm looking to have in this particular wildcard. It's just a case of, well, do I just bring this forward? Because of this Haaland injury now, do I just bring this forward? I don't want to be taking a fucking hit, to be honest with you. I really do not want to be taking a hit for the fact of replacing a couple of players when I'm going to be getting rid of the likes of Trent anyway and whatnot. So it's just a case of bringing this particular wild card forward and just bringing in the players that I'd be doing anyway, pretty much. You know, it's not like I'm sabotaging the team or anything. It is quite literally just a case of, well, you were doing it anyway, Steve-O, so you may as well just do it now. Oh, it was Rogers, that was it. Oh, Roger, as she says in Fawlty Towers. That was it was Rogers. And yeah, it would be, so for argument's sake, because Saka's in training at the moment, isn't he? So let's just put, for the sake of it, I can't believe Saka's still 10.2 million. And then I've got, one space left for a defender. So whoever that defender is, whoever that defender is. I was kind of like looking at someone, for argument's sake, someone from Brentford, for instance. But yeah, that would be kind of like an idea of what I'd be looking at kind of moving forward. I think I'm taking a -8 this week in saying I don't want to be buying Marmoush or Mateta and play. I don't want to buy Marmoush or Mateta and play unless, yeah, English lessons here. Come on, we need English lessons here. Yeah, Colm saying Haaland getting injured is probably one of the worst things to happen for FPL. Marmoush is now going to be extremely popular. Yeah, I know. This is just what winds me up, Colm, is just the simple fact that you just feel that you're kind of doing okay with your planning, if you will, and yet it, after one fucking day, it just goes to shit. Sometimes the wild cards will be false. Well done, Luke. Well done, Luke, there. Very good. Connor saying, I've just brought in Isaac, Van Dijk and Mateta in my team for this midweek round of fixtures. I'm just playing the game for pure vibes. Now, since it's so late in the season, to be honest, I wish we could all bloody play the game like that. I wish we all could bloody play the game like that. I'm using my wildcard clickers is saying this game. We activated it many days ago. Andrew Ferguson saying, what? It looks like a wildcard for me also, as Haaland would, Trent, owner myself. And this is the thing. I don't want to be taking a -8 to be bringing in players I'll be bringing in anyway. Fuck me. Juggernauts is here. Good God. That's a miracle. There's no confirmation of when Haaland is out for. It could be just literally the Leicester. I don't think he plays the Leicester game. That's what's frustrating, Juggernauts, or anybody listening into this, is the fact that Haaland is going to miss that fucking Leicester game. You know, we got Yelena. She's kindly agreed to come onto this channel on Wednesday, along with Nightmare, Gary, and Roberto, to cover the midweek fixtures. And she said, "Look, I'll cover the Man City game, but I'm not looking forward to it because basically I haven't got Haaland, and essentially I'm worried that he's going to go off on one." And do you know what? I jokingly said to her, "Well, you're lucky because I'm captaining him, so you know what that means." Now, the fact that he's not even going to be, well, the likelihood of him playing is, like I said, it's at the moment 50-50, but basically, in my opinion, he's not. I mean, Andrew saying, a possible double game week 36 for Villa. Martinez second goalkeeper is an option if you have the money. This is the thing, though, Andrew, because when I'm looking at Dan's, spreadsheet, I'm actually going to bring it up on my own personal screen here. I'll just put up Ben Crennan's, actually, be just easier, because at least that way it would be something which I can just directly go to when it comes to this spreadsheet stuff. And certainly from that point of view, I'll be able to make it a lot more easier for me. Right then, so Ben Crellin's spreadsheet for me. So we know that Newcastle and Croatia, we get that. We get that. But 33 possible doubles or likely double game weeks. So if you're looking at my team here, up on the screen right now, the players that I brought in. So you've got the double with Crystal Palace. Well, I've got the 3 Crystal Palace there. Even though I kind of want Henderson. But the problem is Henderson doesn't play in 34. You've then got Brentford. I've already got Flecken in the team anyway. So Flecken has got a unlikely double, but whatever. But the thing is that he's absolutely most likely playing in game week 34. That's the thing. He is playing in game week 34. So, and then, like it says here, it's unlikely, but what if one of these becomes doubles with Brentford in 33, 35 or 36? It means I've got at least one Brentford player in that particular fixture, even though it's unlikely. And the blanks wise, with the likes of Arsenal, Aston Villa, Man City, Crystal Palace, well, I don't want to really having two goalkeepers that don't play in 34. I know I've got the free hit. The free hit would then be probably have to move to, well, maybe double game week 36, possibly. For double game week 33, likely double game week for Arsenal, I have two in Raya, Gabriel, and then probably Saka if fit and available. Aston Villa, I've got Rodgers in there, but like we're just saying there regarding Martinez as a possibility. Man City, whatever. Vardy, and Marmoush. I mean, everybody's going to have the same frigging players anyway. But it's the fact that for blank game week 34, again, I could play the I could play the free hit in that particular fixture. But I would have Newcastle. That's 3 already. Well, who's got the best fixtures for game week 33? You've got Newcastle at home to Ipswich. Well, whoop-de-doo, I've already got the 3 Newcastle that I'd want anyway. Tottenham away at Liverpool. I'd probably triple up on Liverpool at this point. Wolves at home to Leicester. That's an interesting fixture. Bournemouth home to Man United, another interesting fixture. Chelsea at home to Everton, not bad. Brighton at home to West Ham, not bad. So there's a couple of fixtures in there which I could be potentially double or tripling up on for game week 34. But who would I have from this lot up on screen now in blank game week 34 anyway? So it would be Isaac, Trippier and Jacob Murphy, so that's them 3. Salah, that's 4. And that's it. So actually, maybe it could still be on for game week 34, free hit, because in that way I can have the double game week players. In fact, this is why I'm doing this live stream, to be honest with you, so you see a fucking idiot like me. Oh, apparently I'm not allowed to say that. Yeah. Someone DM me that. I don't like the way you criticise yourself. Oh, shut up. Fucking hell. Yeah, they're the kind of DMs I get. Anyhow. But maybe looking at this right now, maybe 34... I mean, Ray won't be listening as he's spending all day with his family, but certainly 34 could be still blank on the horizon, because it means then that I have got Crystal Palace triple up for the 32 and 33. Man City double up for 33. Aston Villa, I've got Rodgers. Arsenal triple up potentially. And then Brentford, unlikely, but I will have Flecken in goal potentially. But like I said, it's just meaning that I'm just bringing this specific wildcard forward by one game week. That's all it is. Plus, I catch the price rises. That's why I'm thinking of doing a Jason and just going, do you know what? The hell with it. Fuck it. Let's just hit that button. I mean, this team here, I can't even see on screen, to be honest with you. But this team here, I don't know how much more money I've got in the bank. Probably like 6 million. I think it's about 6.6 million. I checked earlier. What? 10 minutes before you came on air. I'm thinking, 6.6 million for any defender that I'd want. It ain't bad. It's just really the goalkeeping situation that's frustrating. I kind of want Henderson. It's the fact, like I said, he's blanking. But then again, as I state, if I'm willing to do that game week 34 blank free hit, and then of course for possible game week 36 I would have for a potential bench boost. You got Crystal Palace, you've got Man City, Aston Villa, no Nottingham Forest, Tottenham. Tottenham, I don't know where they're going to be. I mean, James of Planet FPL, spoiler alert, but Gary's done an interview with James from Planet FPL, and he had some very interesting opinions about Ange Postecoglou. Very interesting points of view, and I was like, oh, that's very interesting. You know, it's why James, I really enjoy listening to James, because I mean, I don't consume his content anymore for reasons that I've discussed a billion times, or more specifically FPL content for reasons I've discussed a billion times, but we're not here to talk about that. But he talks very eloquently and very knowledgeably about, and very informatively about whatever, and his opinions are very, very interesting. And certainly when it comes to Tottenham, he was saying his concerns about Ange Postecoglou. So really, you know, looking at Tottenham for a double game week, I mean, Crystal Palace at home, Aston Villa away. I mean, who are you going to be looking at? I don't even know any Tottenham players. So that just says it all, really. And then Bournemouth at home to Aston Villa, away at Man City. How great is it? But look at Newcastle. No, sorry. Wrong team there. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. But yeah, then you've got a possible blank game week in 37 for Crystal Palace. I'm screwed there. Man City. I'm screwed there. Aston Villa, not too bothered with. Nottingham Forest, whatever. Tottenham, Bournemouth, Wolves, West Ham. I wouldn't have anybody there. But what I will have is I still have Newcastle playing in 37. They're fighting for Champions League / as high up as Europa as possible. I've then got Newcastle playing Arsenal. And then I've got Arsenal triple up. I've then got Brentford, Flecken. I've then got Liverpool, Salah, and then all the other teams who I don't own a single player with. It's fascinating looking at these spreadsheets and kind of putting ideas in your head. I think to be honest with you, I think that the wild card, not that I'm overruling Ray's head because he's not here, he's not available to talk to, but he is certainly an individual who I personally think will just say the line, fuck it. I mean, when I see him on Tuesday, I'm sure he will say pretty much the line, fuck it, Steve-O, I don't care. I mean, I remember a message he literally sent to me, and he went, I don't really care, just do whatever you need. Andrew's saying, when are you planning on playing your triple captaincy? Yeah, but I'm thinking Isaac. I'm telling you for free, Andrew. 32 could be the triple captaincy for Isaac. That's the key. Bloody hell, Gary's here. I was talking about you actually earlier on, Gary, to my brother about when we went to the graveyard. It was this time 3-4 weeks ago now? Amazing how quick it is. Clicker saying I'm on wildcard Gameweek 30. Assistant manager 31 to 33, free hit 34, bench boost 35 36. Yeah, it's disgusting. It is disgusting when you think about it. It's, you know, people with a lot of chips in play are, I think the ones that have already played the likes of triple captaincy and free hit, they have done very, very, in fact it's probably been the best time to play it. If that person, Fernandez, hadn't of done what he did, free hitters would have been a bit like, I don't know if that was good enough, but now it would appear that actually double game, the free hitters in 29 and triple captainers of Salah specifically, whenever it was, when he got I can't even remember what he got now, was it 3 or 4 goals and 2 assists? A hat-trick of returns. But it wasn't even a hat-trick of returns. It was certainly very high level of points. They've won. There's no denying it. They've absolutely won. Yes, Eze, I'm not interested in. Look, only specifically regarding the fact that if you look at the returns from Eze and Sarr, Sarr just absolutely destroys him. Absolutely annihilates Eze. That's the thing. And I just don't think there's enough upside to going against Sarr with Eze. I really don't. I mean, I watched a bit of the Crystal Palace game yesterday, and you know, is Eze on form? I really don't think to myself, oh, you know, I think that Eze is almost a must-own. I think that it's an interesting option. I did put him in the team briefly, but I just looked at what the returns have been this season, and it certainly is a case of stating the obvious. Just Sarr seems to be one of the main focal points, along with Mateta, to be honest with you, and Eze's just popping up with what he can do regarding everything. If Will and Haaland are the only problems, Ishan is saying, only problems in my team, should I wildcard or just use free transfer and start someone off my bench? Yeah, this is the thing. This is why I've got a problem, because Wood and Haaland aren't just my problems. It's Trent Alexander-Arnold and then all the other garbage that I've got in my team, the likes of, well, Katara, you know, Greaves, Robinson. They're not good enough. Patrick saying on wildcard 31, BB 33, free at 34. Yeah, exactly, Andrew. Sarr is playing further up the field. Hi, Harry. Is playing further up the field, and that's the thing. That's exactly the thing. In fact, what I will do quickly is, because I can see that I'm going to put a poll in the thing, in the chat, and what I'm going to do is just write the words, are you now wildcarding? If I could spell wildcard, that would help. Wildcarding. Yes or no? While we're doing that, I'm going to turn the light on for 2 seconds, and you'll be able to see my tan, as they say. See my tan, or at least make my tan look semi-decent, as they say. Let's see how that works out. Oh. So, not much really. Makes no fucking difference at all. What do you think of this? In fact, I'll just ask this. What do you actually think of this particular team up on screen right now? What do you actually think of this particular team? Is it about as standard as most people are getting? 23 votes already are saying that they are thinking of wildcarding now. What are you thinking on this? Is this team right here, right now, decent enough moving forward when we have got, like I stated, with thanks to Ben Crellin, FPL mates, fucking hell, forgotten the word, fixture ticker, it would appear that this, within reason, is pretty on the mark when it comes to a standard wildcard that most are looking at doing. Who's different in your teams? If you're wildcarding, who is actually different in your teams? Like I said, I've got triple up of Crystal Palace, just attacking them. But I do think that Henderson could be the play over Munoz. In fact, do you know what? What I'm going to deliberately do is if I'm probably going to be doing free hit in game week, what do you call it? Game week 34, which makes logical sense. Let's just put in Henderson, because I agree with Triggerlips, what he said earlier on his video, that actually, for save points wise, he could be really, really viable. And then we've got 2 spots left for defenders who we can look at. Well, I say we can look at in a minute. I'll be going in a second, but certainly looking at what I'm thinking. Animation saying I think I'm going to go on wildcard. Lee Brunt saying it's very template. Yeah, exactly. That's good. That is actually a good thing because it shows that I've got some pointless knowledge about this game. FPL mate did a ticker. He always does a ticker. Have you not seen it? He's always on a ticker. Clicker saying, are you on vacation? Nope, I just go outside in the sun and make sure that I'm in the sun all day for as long as I bloody can be, to be completely frank. It's something that's very important to me, to make sure that I'm outside in the sun. I mean, I could be, like, for instance, with Aston Villa players. With Aston Villa, for instance. I mean, I know they're crap defensively. I was really tempted with Rashford. Rashford is a player who I was thinking, I want to do it as a punt, but I looked at his minutes and I do think that Emery's using him for Champions League only, unfortunately. It's just really annoying because he's somebody, it's the same as Harvey Barnes. I looked at Harvey Barnes, he just does nothing. Does fuck all. And it's so frustrating because there are a couple of, like I said, there's a couple of differentials that I'm really kind of like wanting to be tempted with, but they don't have the minutes because their managers aren't playing them in the Premier League. They'd rather play him in Europe, or in Harvey Barnes' case, he's just not, bringing in the returns when he's given the opportunity. He scored goals, and it'd be interesting to see if Anthony Gordon, is any news on Anthony Gordon? I don't think there is. If there's news on Anthony Gordon that he's out for the foreseeable future, he could become Jacob Murphy could become Harvey Barnes as that differential. But yeah, when you look at Aston Villa defenders, look at it. It is crap. Absolute garbage. You take their highest scoring player in Digne. Again, a player that just in, out, predominantly in. But, I mean, these are these minutes since game week 22. 45, 90, 45, 45, 77, 0, 77, 90. And that's their highest scoring defender. Then you're looking at Konza, who is your 90-minute man, no matter what, and it's 1, 2, 1, 0, 0, 2, 0, 7. One of those zeros is when he played 90 minutes. He played 90, 90, 90, 0, 0, 90, 90, 90. Could you do anything touching any of them? Useless. And certainly, I know I keep calling it team reveal. It's team review, isn't it? When I saw it on Triggerlips's video, and it had Newcastle double defence, didn't like that. Didn't like that at all. But over Harvey Barnes, over Jacob Murphy, over Anthony Gordon, like a state, you fast forward down to 36, but it's these fixtures upcoming between 32 and 33 that, like I said, the likes of Jason has done a -12. Harry Dawson saying, get Forest defenders. Yeah, Milenkovic, just to sit there. Yeah, I mean, Nottingham Forest here, unlikely 33, but they're going to be playing in 33. Probably playing in 34, but whatever. Then unlikely double game week in 35, but then a probable double game week in 36. Yeah, let's put in Milenkovic. Let's just stick him in there. See what happens. Well, nothing's going to happen, to be honest with you, Steve. Nothing at all. Milenkovic. In fact, I could even do double Double. Let's just put Murillo in. Let's just put Murillo in. Mr. I spread my lats. Sorry? Did you see the way he was walking to the corners yesterday? Spreading his lats. Just a very, very, very odd. So that means I have got players playing no matter what. The 34, the blank, I've got Nottingham Forest and I've got Newcastle. I'm not looking too bad at that point because then it's double Arsenal, but it doesn't matter because I've got, oh yeah, Henderson in goal. That's why with Flecken or Nick Pope, even Sells. Ooh. Sells in for Henderson, maybe. Maybe. Looking at that, you're right. Andrew saying Shaw loves a goal in the double. Harry Dawson. Very, very good idea. 51% of you are saying about actually doing the wildcard this week. 51% of you. It looks like a lot of beer is a lot of beer. I know Andrew is very keen on Trippier, aka FPL Nightmare. All I say is I don't lose hindsight on the good players this game week. If you get the wildcard right, you should be able to save up transfers. Yeah, exactly. Sells instead of who? Steve is Steve. Steve. Yeah, Trippier is. It could be a piece of gold dust. Henderson, what, Sells instead of Henderson? Nah, I mean, Raya. Sells instead of Raya, and maybe have Timber instead of Vardiol? Perhaps? Maybe do that instead. Sack off Man City because they're crap, which they are. Let's not beat about the bush. You can't defend City because they're just shit. As Ricky Gervais says, it's shit. And then, who was the player that I just said? Sells and I've completely lost. Thanks, Ricky. Ricky Gervais. We got Munoz. Oh, Timber, wasn't it? Munoz. Look at that. Have Munoz. Oh, it's double. No, because I've got Henderson anyway. So yeah, it would be Timber. Timber in there. Now we're getting there, lads. Or women. There will not be any women watching it. So that means I don't mind having the triple up of Nottingham Forest defence. They are very good defensively. I mean, did anybody watch that 0-0 yesterday? God almighty, that was grim. I thought the Chinese takeaway I had yesterday was grim. That match was a shambles. I tell you what, that isn't too bad. What does he say? What's his name? Ali A. Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Why Trippier over someone like Liverpool or Burton? Because Trippier is absolutely guaranteed to play no matter what. Forest won't necessarily play 34. Well, I've got a free hit, so it doesn't really matter. And according to Ben Krellin, it's unlikely. So it's likely that they're going to be playing a double. They're likely to play 34. And it's the same with Mates or Planet FPL or any of these people that do these spreadsheets or fixture tickers, whatever. Is that they know what they're talking about. They're not idiots. And the fact that there's a decent chance that they're going to play in game week 34 And then look at that for the double. Leicester and potentially Brentford. Potentially. But then again, that's all West Ham. That's disgusting. That ain't too bad. A team that's fighting for Champions League. Fighting for the FA Cup. Why isn't the draw taking place as well? Are they doing that on the One Show? Is the One Show taken over the FA Cup or something? Do they have the rights to doing the fucking draw? Just do it after the game, for Christ's sake. But certainly, the fact that I will have Saka, let's just say Bowen in for Saka for now. So I'll have Bowen for Southampton. Well, no, I wouldn't even want Bowen at this point. I'd probably replace Bowen with somebody. No idea who. Someone that's got decent fixtures at least. Bowen for maybe Diaz or something. Whoever. Point being is that, yeah, but Bowen may not even be in the team with this. Animation saying, is this the wildcard active? No. I think I'm going to activate it. I think, in fact, I'm probably going to, once this stream is done, just press the button and just, because I like that team, ain't too bad. The draw's been done, mate. What's is it then? What's the draw? Who's got who? Who did City get then? Who did City get? Sean's saying, who are the sheep going to wildcard? Just copy Harry. Bento saying, Livramento is nailed? Yep. I think so. I'm pretty certain Livramento's. Cameron. Or Zeitgold saying, I have Palmer or Fernandez or similar value player till I know Saka is back. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Fernandez. Fernandez in for Bowen for now. Who's Man United got? Yeah, forget it. Their fixtures are terrible. Look at Wolves' fixtures. Bellegarde in for West Ham, Ipswich and Tottenham. Bournemouth, Kluivert with Ipswich, West Ham, Fulham maybe. Brentford and Bournemouth, forget it. Someone to replace Bowen with. I mean, I was going to suggest maybe Palmer, but obviously Palmer, we don't know what the extent of his injuries are. But looking here, teams with decent fixtures, Wolves, Bellegarde. You'll have West Ham, Ipswich, Tottenham, and then Saka comes in for him in 33. I've seen worse. Never knew who Bellegarde was, not literally. Just knew his name. Palace versus Villa. Forest versus City. Okay. Wolves are rubbish. Well, it's about the assets at the end of the day. I know they're rubbish, but if they have a decent run at the end of the season, could be something of interest. The other night I overheard three very hefty women talking their accent appeared to be Scottish, so I approached them and asked, "Are you three lasses from Scotland?" One of them angrily screeched, "It's Wales." "Wales, you bloody idiot." So I apologised and replied, "I'm so sorry, are three Wales from Scotland?" And that's the last thing I remember. I don't know if that's a joke or, I mean, if it's a joke, mate, leave the stream. So, you know. That's terrible. Just give me Ricky Gervais jokes, even though I don't really like Ricky Gervais much anymore. Yeah, what do we think of this team? Henderson, Sells, Gabriel, Timber, Milenkovic, Trippier, Murillo, Murphy, Sarr, Rogers, Salah, someone in place of Saka, but Saka for now. And then up front, Isaac, Marmouche. Oh, of course. Here, Steve. I've got one to replace Saka for now. For now, what about Savinho? What about Savinho as just that placeholder for Saka? What do you think about that, Steve? Because it would mean then, I say that, but of course they're obviously doubling up. But Savinho for the upcoming, it would be Leicester at home, Man United away, Crystal Palace at home, and then the double. Ooh. And then I could sack off Rodgers. Maybe not even worry about Aston Villa double up. Maybe not even care about Aston Villa double up. And have Saka in place of Rodgers, maybe. Maybe that could be a viable option with. So get rid of him. Get rid of that. Get him out of the way. Get that out of the way. I can easily do it. I've got 1.8 in the bank at this point. So then what it would be is I'd have three Crystal. This is double game week 33. The triple up of Crystal Palace. I'd have Savinho and Marmoush. I'd have Arsenal triple up in Timber, Gabriel, Saka. Yeah. Newcastle, I could potentially be really cheeky and just for that 1 week bring in Watkins for that 1 week, but then it would mean just bringing back Isaac again. So is it really worth it? I don't know. No, as Mr. Gilbert says in The In-Betweeners. No. Yeah, Rodgers, the problem is Rashford isn't guaranteed, Mark. That's the problem. I'd love to bring him in. There we are. Listen to this. From Gary. He says, the team up on screen is basically what reviews say. So here we go. Alright, Evan Nilsson, but Henderson, Raya, Vardy, Saliba, Livramento, Burn. So yeah, there's your double. Yeah, this is the same as Trigger Lips. Gabriel, Palmer. Well, he ain't playing, is he? He's Eze, Cliver, Enzo. Sarr, Isaac, Halland. That's why that's completely a waste of time now. Zeitgold is doing extremely well at the moment. He's doing extremely well, saying in my wildcard draft currently is Raya and Pope, Gabriel Mings, Burn, Munoz and a Forest defender, Sarr or Eze, Salah and Burmo. Palmer? What's with Palmer? What is that? Visser. What's with Visser? Why? Changed to 32. Why would you have Visser? Rodgers or Asensio? Asensio's the interesting one, isn't he? Like I said, I want to look at a punt from Aston. Well, when I say look at a punt, I mean in the sense of Asensio would be fantastic. What's his minutes like for Aston Villa? So since he joined Aston Villa, 27, right, fine, whatever, we'll settle him in. 66 against Liverpool, then 90 against Chelsea, then 22, then nothing against Brentford. It's just so annoying that Asensio and Rashford. I'd love to do it. I'd love to do Asensio and Rashford in. One of them for Rodgers. Oh, I think that would be superb. But like I stated, the problem is that these particular individuals, they unfortunately will not be guaranteed starters for their particular clubs. That's the annoying thing. That's what's frustrating me, is the fact that they are not guaranteed starters for their clubs, even though they are top quality players. Like, whatever you may think of Rashford and whatnot, whatever Jason's opinions are as a Man United fan of the likes of Rashford, the truth of the matter is look, he can and will be one day, and kind of in a way, at Aston Villa, will return to the level at which we know he can do. We know this. We know that he will become that top player again. It's just that when he's at the right club. Well, right now, as we speak, he is doing exceptionally well for... what's his face? He's doing exceptionally well for Aston Villa. You know, he's bringing in the returns base. I mean, Eze, I'm just looking at Eze here for a split second. Eze, we know he's a guaranteed starter. You know, he got an assist, wasn't it? No, he got was it a goal and assist yesterday or just a goal? I can't remember. I'll tell you what. Recent form since, I say that, in the last 10 game weeks, 1 goal and 4 assists in the last 10 game weeks. Whereas Ismail Sarr, in the same period of time, has got... like I say, you always get proven wrong. I mean, last 2 fixtures, including yesterday's, got 4 goals and an assist. Eze's actually the one on form. So, all right, let's just put in Eze then. This is on the screen on my front at the moment. Let's just put him on there. Saka. Oh, Savinho. That was it. Savinho and Saka. So, just to give you an idea of what I'm doing, this is basically on my main web page, which is not what's on screen at the moment. So that's why you may be wondering what the fuck I'm talking about. And then put him in there, put that in there. And then I can get rid of these 3 here. Remove him, yes, clear off. I completely forgot how annoying this is, doing this without a mouse. This is the most painful torture for me, doing these types of streams and whatnot when you haven't got a mouse. It is extremely frustrating. And it's Mateta, isn't it? Mateta. And then who's the final one? Oh, Trippier, of course. Trippier. Right, so that team in front of me is not 1.8 million. No, it's 0.6 in the bank. That team there is 0.6 in the bank, not 1.8. I don't know where I got that from. Oh, that's because of... Yeah, I do know where I got it from now. That ain't bad. That ain't too bad. That isn't horrendous. That isn't something in which I'd be... Would I consider a live stream from Heathrow Airport? No, because the internet would be absolutely abysmal. And to be completely frank with you, people don't like those videos. Like I said, I've had DMs. People don't like them, Fozzie. People don't like me speaking my mind. Yeah, think about that. Palmer's back in training, Steve. Probably plays versus Spurs, is he? I wouldn't go anywhere near him, though. Yeah, I agree with Gary. I wouldn't go anywhere near him on a wild card. Palmer goes to Saka when back, probably. Yeah. Yes. In the words of Chris Houghton, yes. He's 10 point. In fact, I've got the exact money for that. He's 10.8 Palmer. I've got the exact money for that. So rather than having Saka, right, let's have look at this, ladies and gentlemen. So if I put Palmer in, this is exact money at this point. That's exact money. And that means that Palmer will have, for the upcoming 3 fixtures, Tottenham, Brentford, Ipswich. And then Palmer becomes Saka in 33. Now we're talking. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? And what did she say? What did she say? Only if you pay for the tickets, Colm is saying. Yeah. Has he got a goal? He got a goal and assist yesterday, Mark's saying, for Eze. Zeitgold saying, the 4 players I love and can't get to. The 4 players I love and can't let go are Salah, well, yeah, Visser, Palmer, and Burmo. Andrew saying, Rashford is your Villa punt. Yeah, but I want to be buying a player that's actually pretty much guaranteed to play. I don't want to be... I'll tell you what. That ain't too bad, that. Let me just have a look at live FPL for a second. I want to quickly look at live FPL and see what price falls are looking like. So live FPL, they have got... Who was I looking at? Palmer. I mean, he's nowhere near dropping, to be completely honest with you. What do you think? What do you think about that team? I think we're getting there. I think we're slowly, very slowly getting there regarding the team itself. Palmer. Is it what's the actual news on Palmer? He's training. Is there actually any news coming out? So we've got Henderson in goal, Sells, Timber, Gabriel, Milenkovic, Trippier, Murillo, which means Jacob Murphy, Ismail Sarr, Palmer, Salah, Savinho, Isaac Marmouche, Mateta. So it's 50-50 at the moment with 99 votes. I haven't got my assistant manager chip was not used, Charlie. Are you now wildcarding? It's 50-50. 100 votes. End the poll. And basically, it's 50-50. So what I'm going to do now is engage with the audience, as it states here. Start a poll. Do you like this WC draft? Yes or no? Do you like this wildcard draft? Yeah, George Gavin with a... Yeah, great scene. So who are you benching game week 30? Well, it would be Henderson double up of Gabriel, Timber and Trippier. I'd do that. It would then be Sarr, Palmer, Salah, Savinho, benching Jacob Murphy, and then Isaac, Marmouche and Mateta. So basically it's benching Jacob Murphy and the double up of Nottingham Forest. And then in game week 31, it would be... I wouldn't play double Arsenal defence, even though they're better away from home than they are at home, but we're not going to be looking at that. It would be... Well, actually, I say that. It'd be Newcastle, so Trippier, maybe double Arsenal defence. Maybe double Arsenal defence. And then I would be playing... it's a toss-up between Henderson and whatever his face is, Sells. Jacob Murphy ahead of Crystal Palace's Sarr, perhaps, maybe. Maybe play Sarr again. Do you know what? Yeah, I don't mind this team, actually. I'm doing a Jason here. I don't mind this team at all. This team isn't too bad. This team is actually looking pretty tasty. And Mark Antigua saying haters will say you need Haaland, but we're pretty certain he's got injured. we're pretty certain, Mark, he's got injured. In fact, we're certain that he's defunct. Basically, he's gone off. He's gone off script, as they say. So we don't know. We don't know for fact that he's 100% injured. But I tell you what. You know when you look at a team and you go, I'm actually happy with that. I'm actually content with that team. I'm actually at a stage when I'm thinking, yeah, you know what? I may just hit that button. I may just hit that button and do a Zeitgul, like I said. He's a very good manager. And he is somebody who... Where are you again? Second, third in the YouTube chat league? I like that. Like I said, it's like when I saw Jason's team and I thought that minus 12 is sexy. It's good. It's I like that. I like that fact that minus 12 is something in which you've taken a calculated gamble with and it could pay off. But this here, you've got, like I said, Savinho, guaranteed starter. He didn't play today, did he? I don't think. Or did he play? I can't even bloody remember. I say Savinho's he is a guaranteed starter, but he doesn't exactly get many points, does he? Look at the state of that. Oh, wait a minute. 1 goal and 10 assists? Really? Well, he'll be lining them up for Marmouche against whatever they're called, Leicester. Savinho, thoughts? Yeah, it was because his wife gave birth. Oh, brilliant. His wife gave birth, so he's going to be screwed then, won't he? What's the new... Was Oscar Bob on the bench today? Did Oscar Bob make it today? Because he's somebody who I said to Jason yesterday, not to be putting in your team, but certainly a player in which... Look. If he was to get back in that team, that could throw up a few feathers. Maybe put it on the FPL team app and go. I don't have the FPL team app, to be honest with you. I don't use any of it, Colm. I'm just a paper planner, and to be honest, the thing is, what's his face? What's it called? Ray uses it. I've forgotten his name. Jojo saying Savinho for the double. Yeah, this is the thing. And yeah, Wood and Haaland injured, Kevy. That's the thing. He is looking likely to be injured. So hold on a minute. Savinho may not even play then against Leicester. Would I be right in saying that? Savinho may not even play against Leicester? His wife's given birth today? Bloody hell, that's not good, is it? That's shit. That's it. It's when, what's his face? Cole does a really crappy Rockbusters. That's shit. Bernardo Silva. Oh, God. I mean, he's worse. That is worse than the other one. Oh, that's worse than the other one. There is more. Savinho. Well, to be fair, it would then be just Murphy, Eze, Palmer and Salah. For that. Yeah, I've still got my bench boost, yeah. O'Neill. Who's this O'Neill? O'Neill. You mean O'Reilly? O'Reilly, i.e. the bloke from Faulty Towers. O'Reilly! He's didn't he come on as a... Yeah, Nico O'Reilly, I know. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're thinking of O'Reilly. O'Reilly! He means O'Reilly. Brazil baby celebration coming on after his hat-trick. City's man of the match today was O'Reilly. O'Reilly, yeah. George Gavin thinks Savino's a crap pick. Well, honestly, if Haaland's injured, then Foden versus Leicester becomes a decent option. Why is that? Why does why is that? Do you like this wildcard draft? 52% of you, 29 votes, 52% say yes. It is. I mean, when I say template, it's not like. I mean, like I said, the plan would be to have Saka for Palmer in game week 30. I think animations Tom is saying here that he's hit the wild card. He's hit the wild card. Denver saying the team is 95% of what I'd pick, barring. Saying gamer, I'd rather. George Gavin saying, I'd rather have Bowen than Savinho. And then I can't afford it though, is the thing. Because he'll be guaranteed the minutes and he's always likely returns when Haaland is out. How ironic for Jason. How ironic when Jason's taking him out. Oh, the irony. Well, let's just look at Foden for his 9.2. It would mean getting rid of Palmer at this point, and then I couldn't even bring in Saka for free in the next few game weeks. So I'd kind of want to leave this team as it is. That's the thing. I'd want to leave the team as it is. That's the issue. Yeah, Savinho, yeah, I don't... Enzo would be the one that I'd bring in for Palmer instead. So on the screen, on my other screen, it would look like this. So get rid of him, and then Enzo for Spurs. I'd actually play him against Spurs. Add player, and then Foden, and then that would mean I can bring in. No, I still wouldn't be able to. The problem is I still wouldn't be able to bring in Saka. That's the problem. It's all the reliance on. So, what is the circumstance with Saka? Is he actually training? I'm guessing. I'm guessing he's training. Yeah, all the dead wood animations is saying. This is the thing. It's the dead wood. That's my issue. As well as Mings, I'm considering Reece James. Yeah, but he hasn't got any many doubles. I wouldn't be bothered with that. I wouldn't be bringing in Reece James. I mean, Jesus Christ. O'Reilly would be a punt, but it might pay off big time. How much is O'Reilly? He must be 4. I know he's a midfielder. 4.9 for that midfielder. I wouldn't be bringing him in. Oh, Gundogan? Doku? I know Andrew said he's very frustrating. Doku. Does Doku... Oh no, again, shit. Absolute garbage. It's that spot. You want to be doubling up with City. I do like the Palmer, and I see Palace conceding to Southampton. Yeah, so do I. In fact, the history suggests 2-1. No, I'm not interested in Henderson to Rare because I won't be able to bring in Saka then. I think Doku, Savinho and Marmoush will start versus Leicester. Yeah. James, one of the 3 or 4 non-doublers, and he looks very, very sure. Yeah, I'm sure he does. I just don't rate Chelsea, unfortunately, this season. I don't rate Chelsea at all this season. Oh, for fuck's sake. Why does it do this to me? Why? Sorry, it's all gone cocked up on my end on this particular screen here. It's very frustrating and very bloody annoying. Right, get rid of him. Palmer. Likelihood of Palmer starting. Any talk to me. As Terry Tibbs says, talk to me. Talk to me. Wouldn't that be ironic? Jason gets rid of all these players and I'm bringing them in. I'm just bringing them in. Just do the line. That ain't looking too bad. That, I don't mind that at all. I do not mind this particular at all. I don't mind this. I think this could be the one. Palmer's fit. Yeah. Palmer's fit. That ain't too bad, is it? Saka resigned a place on the bench for either Arsenal's game against Fulham or against Everton. Ahead of their first game against Madrid. I might go back to Palmer, Salah and Saka. I did that from game week 3 to 18. I was doing very well. Hold off Saka until... yeah, we know that. Yeah. Southampton scoring against everybody. Yeah. I might buy Odegaard in 31 and buy Saka in... Odegaard? Fucking hell. I'm going 80-20 Palmer starts, but 100% game week 31. Have a striker on the bench as cover. Well, I'll have Jacob Murphy. Palmer in. Oh, Mr. Reed's here. Good God, Mr. Reed's here. The one that doesn't play FP. Yeah, Mr. Reed, I'm actually seriously considering hitting my wildcard right now with this team. 33 votes, 58% of you like this wildcard. So what I'm going to do now is start a poll. This wildcard team worthy of activating chip. Worthy of activating the chip. So this team up on screen, is it worthy of activating that chip? That's the question. That is the question. Because actually, when I look at it, it is so logical when I look at it here. You've got Crystal Palace triple up against Southampton. We will have, ladies and gentlemen, in fact, I'd probably play Sells against Man United, to be honest with you, but let's just say Henderson, Gabriel, Timber and Trippier. We've then got Sarr, Savinho, Salah and Palmer, and then Isaac, Marmoush, Mateta. But Sarr could become Eze. Sarr or Eze? That's another one. Sarr or Eze? Dally Pool will have 3 Liverpool. Evening, by the way. Liverpool, Arsenal's 3 City. 3 City? Who the fuck are you going to have for 3 City? I'm assuming Vardyol's one of them. 3 Chelsea. Blimey. Why? Eze. Eze for Sarr instead. Eze for Sarr. Eze for... Oh, I can't... No, I have got Eze. Oh, wait a minute. Ah, that's why. I've got Eze on my website screen instead. Ah! Mr. Reed, you'll like this if you're still watching. Ah! The penny's dropped. That's why. I got Eze. Cool. Okay. And then, for game week 32, we've got Eze, Henderson, Mateta. We have got Trippier, Isaac, Murphy. So that's 6 players. We then have Marmouche up against Crystal Palace. We then have Arsenal. We've got double Arsenal defence. Nottingham Forest we look at. They've got Everton. So maybe it could be Nottingham Forest triple up in defence with Milenkovic and Murillo. We then have Palmer against... Oh, wait a minute. I'm supposed to be looking at... 30... Sorry, I'm supposed to be looking at 31. Imbecile. But look at, in fact, 32, Palmer at home to Ipswich. I've got Salah there. Ooh, I'll tell you what, I'm really liking this. So in game week 31 then, we've got Crystal Palace, we've got Henderson in goal. We'll have double Arsenal away at Everton. That's fine. I don't care. I give a shit about that. We then could have Trippier, who is at home to Leicester. Yes. Then we've got Brentford, Palmer away at Brentford, whatever. We then have Salah away at Fulham. We then have Jacob Murphy at Leicester. Eze at home to... I think I'm going to do it. And that's Crufts. Exactly. And that is Crufts. No, I'm not going to get double up as Sarr and Eze. No. That's Crufts. Mr. E's saying go for it. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to hit the button here. I think it's worthy of that. I think this team here actually is a piece of gold dust. I think this team here is actually potentially a piece of gold dust, because then you move double game week 33. We've already got the triple up of Arsenal. Or we will do, with Saka coming in for Palmer. Man City double up. We've got Crystal Palace triple up. We got Salah away at Leicester. Yes, Newcastle, whatever. Then in blank game week 34, we can hit the free hit if and when necessary. Do you not want any Bournemouth? I'd love to, but the problem is when you look at their fixtures, Ipswich, amazing, cheat code, fantastic. West Ham, Fulham, Crystal Palace. It's once you get to... Yeah, but this is the thing. When it comes to double game week 36, that's when I can attack Bournemouth. So I'm not really fussed. I'm not really fussed in the next several fixtures, even though they got some very good fixtures and they're performing outstandingly well. They're performing really well. But, yeah... What are you saying regarding 60% are saying hit the wildcard shit now? 20 votes. 20 votes. Can we get to 50 votes on this in the next few minutes? 50 votes. So actually it's 30 more people that haven't voted in this. See what they say. 30 more votes. And while we're at it, why not hit the like button? That'd be nice. Be nice to see some subscribers as well. Yeah. James saying the best fixtures are for City, Nottingham Forest, Arsenal. The fact they all have doubles and that Palace excellent assist with doubles too easy. Yeah. Yep, agreed. No, I agree, James. I absolutely agree with you. I think that I do 100% agree regarding that. But yeah, make sure you are hitting the subscribe button. It'd be nice. It'd be really nice if people actually hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button as well. Always good. Always good to see. Of all this team here, Savinho's the one where it's like, But from what do I do? Is it Vardiol in for Milenkovic for argument, or Murillo, and Savinho down to Sarr? No. So Sarr, fucking hell. Oh, that's why. Sorry. I didn't realise I had SA written in, and I was like, Salah's on... Wait a minute. That's still mental. Mo Salah's on 361 points, and then it's Palmer on 181. That's ridiculous. That's actually ridiculous when you think about it. So, quickly get that on there. Ismail Sarr. How is it 9 o'clock? How is it 9 o'clock? What was I doing? Oh, Murillo. And then bring in Vardiol. I think we're getting to the point now where I'm overthinking for no reason. Yeah, I can't do that. Forget it. I don't like that at all. Forget that. I prefer what I had before. Savinho. Because even though Nottingham Forest are, I think, potentially going to be one of these teams which may run out of steam, at the moment they're not looking likely at all. They're just continually going through the motions and absolutely getting by. I think they're going to be pretty much relying on... I think they're pretty much going to be relying on their defence now. I think that's what's going to happen with Nottingham Forest. I think they're just going to be relying so heavily on their defence and hitting teams on the counter. But that, I like it. Cheers, Andrew. Thank you for that. Gordon is potentially injured. That's the problem with Gordon. Tuchel sadly has said that he's probably going to be injured. That's the problem with Anthony Gordon. If I show my team next to it, unfortunately it will the team next, how can I do that? I think that the only way I could do that is by jumping into Discord. Hold on a minute. Put that there for now. Put that there. Pop that up there. Even though it's not going to stay there, are you? You're not going to stay there, are you, piece of shit? Just stay there and don't move for a split second. The only way I can do this is by going into the Discord, going on to team screenshots, which is already there. That's good. Why is this not working? Thank you. Let me just quickly upload. I hate all this shit. I really cannot stand fucking shite having to do all this. one reason why OBS is not great for... It's good for streaming. It's also absolutely cack at the same time. And this is the problem with the... Why is Gary voice messaging me now? We play it live. Actually, could have some slander in it, so I better not. So, let's just quickly do this. Hurry up. Thank you. Right then, save. Put that in Discord, and then what we can do is I can then show you exactly the team we've got here. So, once I do this, go into Discord, bring that up, go into screenshots, click on that. Once it loads up, because it's taking forever, once that's done, you should be able to see my team right now. Whoops, wrong button. That should be up. There we are. I can't do anything about that, but basically it's got Flecken in goal, Gabriel, Timber, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Enzo and Burmo, Bowen, Salah, Haaland, Wood, Visser, and then just shite on the bench. Robinson, Katara and Greaves. So we're looking at... Oh, and who's the other player? Fabianski. So we've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players in my team which are literally dead wood. And then you've got Enzo. Whereas you look at this wild card, and it's basically just keeping Timber and Gabriel, and I'm upgrading everywhere else. That's basically it. That's pretty much it. Diego's saying about, I'm not interested in Bournemouth midfielders. If your bench boost 33, you will need to wildcard for it. So bench boost 33, if I look at it here, I would have 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13, 13, 13, right, 3, 6, 8 players will be doubling. 8, and then I would have Isaac, Murphy and Trippier for Aston Villa. I then have Liverpool in Salah. So bench boost 33 would be what you see in front of you, and then the single game week players are Newcastle and Salah. And Salah. I will have Timber, Gabriel, Saka. I would have Marmoush and Savinho, even though Haaland's probably going to be fit by then, but whatever. Crystal Palace. We've got, as you can see up on screen, Eze, Henderson, Mateta, which is what the majority of people have. So wildcarding now is your best option, Matthew is saying. Bench boost 32. I don't need to bench boost 32. Because who would I be benching? It would be... an Arsenal defender. I can care less about that. Brentford away, Brentford at home. Not really interested in that. I'd be playing my Man City players anyway. No, it's not that good. It's not that good. Bench boost 33 would be better for me, for my team, and then I can free hit in 34. Or maybe 36, depending on how the team's looking by which point. So, captain, that's easy. That's Isaac. Isaac 100% would be captain for that particular double game week for 32. And then, so 32 will be Isaac, possibly triple captain. Possibly triple captain. We then have 33 would be, so we've got game week 30. It's probably going to be Marmouche now, probably. If not go with the safety in Salah, but Marmouche probably. 31, it will be probably Salah. Salah or Isaac, actually. Salah or Isaac. In fact, no. Isaac, because they're playing on Monday. 32, Isaac. 33, it would be Saka, possibly. 34, we've got, well, Liverpool, Tottenham. Yeah, so, do you know what? Ray, if you're watching, Ray, I'm happy with that team. I'm happy with this wild card. I'm actually very happy with this wild card. Do you know what? I'm going to end that poll. Cycle saying the fixture's not rearranged yet, so 33 still may be better than 32. Yeah, exactly. You know what? I'm going to hit the wild card button. I'm going to do it. Make transfers. And confirm. Wait a minute, you have to play the wild card. Wait a minute. How'd you play the wild card? I've completely fucking forgotten. What do you do? Oh, play wild card. Play chip. There we are. Pending, unlimited. Right, now we're talking. Make transfers. Wild card active. Confirm transfers and play wild card. Done. Right, wild card has been played. Wild card has now been played. Rather than this sack of shit up on screen now, which you can see, I've now got this team. And do you know what? You know what? I'm happy with that. I'm actually happy with that team. Now, I haven't put the players in order or anything like that. But that, for me, I like that. Henderson in goal, Gabriel Timber, Trippier, Palmer, Eze, Savinho, Salah, Marmouche, Mateta, Isaac, and then on the bench, we've got who we've got. I do not mind that at all. In fact, I'm happy I've played the wild card. I'm happy I've done that. Because it means that way that I've caught potential price rises and drops. Don't want to lose any money. I've got rid of some absolute shite. Like that. You know what? I'm happy with that. That's good. That's good. It's like me and Jason were talking about yesterday. I don't. You know, I feel that a lot of us, we feel this game takes over our thought process. Gary talks about all the time on his blasted channel regarding mental health and whatnot. I don't deny it. It does affect me. I mean, I was downstairs while the game had ended and everything, and I'm looking at wild cards and I'm kind of looking at X and stuff and seeing what people are thinking. I'm thinking, why am I feeling like this? Why am I feeling like I'm panicking? It's ludicrous. It's utterly ludicrous. And truth be told is that if we get news that, for argument's sake, that's a good one. If we get news that Palmer isn't fit, guess who he becomes? Guess who Palmer becomes if we hear he's not fit? Foden. So basically my team has just gone back to Jason's team. Andrew saying video of Haaland leaving the stadium in crutch and protective boot. That's pretty obvious. That's standard practice. I wish I'd have done that when I'd have broken my fucking ankle. Yeah, Zeitgold saying looks good for a high school game week. Well, you know what that means, don't you? I'm happy with that, though. I'm happy with that. Did you see Jason's team yesterday? We did a video. Check it out. But this is Jason's team. I like this. This isn't too bad. Jason fighting fire with fire. And he's gone with this particular team here. He's got Henderson in goal, Cucurella, Kirkes, Murillo, Salah, Fernandez, and Burmo, Sarr, Haaland, Isaac, Mamouche. And this is the thing. If Haaland's not playing, Jacob Murphy comes in for Jason. So our differentials now is Henderson versus Henderson, Cucurella, Kirkes, and Murillo versus double Arsenal defence in Gabriel, Timber, and Trippier. We've then got Fernandez and Burmo and Sarr versus Eze, Palmer, and Savinho. Savinho's the one where I'm a bit, but whatever. And then Mamouche, Mateta, and Isaac up top versus Haaland. Versus Haaland. That ain't bad. That, for me, now we're fighting. Now me and Jason, I think me and, I'm not going to go into too much details, but me and Jason have been talking a lot about this channel and what's happening next season and whatnot. And I think, we both agreed before we did our video yesterday, and kind of during the video in a way, we kind of discussed about, this game itself. And like I just mentioned just then about why is this affecting me from a mental health aspect and everything, and kind of playing on my mind, and it's just some poxy game we have no control over, and I don't mind this team at all, and it's like, just get on with it. And I think that this team, barring, like I said, we're going to get news on Palmer and Foden, Palmer injury. If Palmer's fit and ready, that game against Tottenham, bring Kirkes for cover if you don't have Bournemouth. Just bring in Kirkes for cover if you don't want to have Bournemouth mids. It means just getting rid of but I'm not going to play him anyway. I'm not even going to play him. I'm going to be still playing Gabriel, Timber, and Trippier. So it doesn't really matter if I was to have Kirkes or not. I'm really not fussed. Whatever happens with Bournemouth happens with Bournemouth. This is the wild card that's going to be moving forward with game weeks 30, well, more specifically 32, 33 in mind. Are we coming back to memberships? The simple answer is not this season. If we're still going next season, then we are thinking of putting memberships back on, but it's literally going to be 99p, and that is it. It's just to say thanks for what you do, but according to a poll I put up, people don't want us to do it, but whatever, that's not we do have Patreon. Patreon's more, as I keep saying, Patreon is a more personalised, dedicated podcast for the members who pay $4.99 and they ask me questions about anything. I mean, ironically, usually it's just about life, but it's a dedicated podcast, and it's more personalised towards the people that are in the Patreon mini league, along with the thought processes that they write in the comments, and the patrons that do that put in some long essay style comments which are always brilliant to read out, and I just respond to what they do. So risk mitigation, I don't care. I really don't. Look, honestly, bringing in Kirkes for the sake of having him for, what was it, Ipswich at home, which is a very good fixture. I'm not saying it's not a good fixture, it's fucking brilliant. And then West Ham away, Fulham, just for 2 fixtures. I'm not really that. Well, it would be. It would be just for 2 fixtures when I got Trippier and double Arsenal defence. I'm really not fussed with one player. It's just one of those at the end of the day where you cannot have them all. And yes, could I bring him in for Murillo? Yeah. I don't mind the triple up of... I mean, what's Bournemouth's likelihood of a double, just of interest? Game week 36, I could be free hitting then. That's the thing, I could be free hitting in game week 36. That's the thing. I could just be free hitting, and even then, they've got Aston Villa and Man City. I'm really not. I mean, like I said, when would I be playing Kirkes? That's the key. That's the question. It would be, okay. It would be against Ipswich, of course. So Kirkes at home to Ipswich instead of Timber, for argument's sake. And I don't think I could do it anyway because I haven't got the money, because isn't Kirkes 5.1 now? Yeah, so Kirkes, I'm sure he's 5. I don't even need to look. I'm going to look anyway for... Yeah, I couldn't even bring him in anyway. So it really doesn't matter. That conversation died within 0.2 seconds. I'll join again even if it's just audio. What's that for? I don't know. Between the Dead OnlyFans is your future. Get onto it early. Yeah, that. I'm sorry, Jojo. I've got some very... In fact, if you can be bothered, I did a very, very dark... Even I was disturbed by what I was talking about on the Total Stevo podcast about a specific subject matter. I'm not going to discuss on here, but it was a subject matter in which I can discuss on the Total Stevo podcast. In fact, next week, Tuesday, is another subject matter which I'm kind of passionate about. It's basically about bullies. About bullying, basically. And then the week after that is about people that don't like the truth, essentially. Two podcasts which are very hard hitting. But the one that I did last week, which it can be found on other platforms, but Spotify is the main one most people listen to it on. Annoyingly, I can't find it on my app, the podcast app I use. Yeah, the one that I did for last week, Tuesday, that came out, I actually wanted to be physically sick talking about it, to be honest with you. I don't like talking about the subject matter that I did, but it had to be discussed. Basically, I think we're done now. I really genuinely mean that. I'm amazed that I've just been streaming without even drinking water for fucking nearly 2 hours. That is disgraceful. In fact, what I'm going to do deliberately is get some water. You can watch me drink it. Actually watch me drink this damn water. Because that is utterly ludicrous that I have just spent 2 hours listening in to me discussing this. I need to get out on a walk. I'm going to listen to... How long was Gary's voice message? I bet it's like 10 seconds. Yeah, a minute. What did he say? Maybe something which I have to talk about. What I will say is join me, Jason, Gary, Yelena, FPL Nightmare and Roberto, and we're going to be doing a watch along for the midweek fixtures on Wednesday specifically, without wanting to patronise you, but these are the fixtures. They're up on screen right this second. Hopefully it works, which it does do. And obviously it's Bournemouth versus Ipswich, Brighton versus Aston Villa, Man City, Leicester, Newcastle, Brentford, Southampton, Crystal Palace, Liverpool, Everton. And essentially, I have no idea how it's going to work. I'm going to have an earpiece with TalkSport on. Yelena is hopefully going to be... Well, she said she's going to try and cover Man City versus Leicester. Andrew Nightmare said he's going to be covering Newcastle versus Brentford, but they're both going to be 30 seconds behind. So I'm going to try my damned hardest to not spoil anything. I'm quite good at not spoiling, to be fair. Roberto is going to be covering Liverpool versus Everton, which is on Sky. And then we've got, obviously, me got the earpiece in for Bournemouth, Brighton and Southampton matches. And yeah, it's back to what? Well, Saturday. Do you know what? I don't even know anymore. So we may be doing, me and Ray may do a Saturday night reaction, but I don't know yet. I don't even know what I'm doing at the moment with my own personal life. So Saturday there may be a reaction with me and Ray, because I know Ray wants to do a stream with me. So we may do Saturday night reaction. And then yeah, it's just a case of me and Jason doing videos. I've kind of said to Jason that I just want to stick to video format now. We don't need to be doing live streams unless it's for Saturday night reactions or watch-alongs. We just don't. The truth of the matter is we don't have the time. Specifically Jason, but even me at the moment, I'm down in Devon. I'm spending my time with my family. My life is just all over the place at the moment, so I'm kind of trying to take a step back with a lot of things. And yeah, so all I would say is that just keep an eye out for the videos. If you enjoy, the preview stuff that we do, like we did yesterday / release today, that's going to be the future of what we do. And then yeah, just enjoy it while you can. Yeah, let's get out of here. It's only me asking you on my channel on Friday. So Gary wants me to do a channel on Friday. You should do call-ins again next year, members to catch up and discuss whatever. To be completely frank with you, Diego, unfortunately the call-ins just died a death. People just didn't want to come on. It's a fact. Unfortunately, people just didn't want to come on live on air, and me and Jason were like, well, if people aren't wanting to come live on air, then what are we doing this for? So it was just, unfortunately, again, because of Jason's commitments to other things, specifically family and work, it's very difficult to commit to doing a live stream, getting callers on. As much as we enjoyed doing it, it's very difficult to commit to. So yeah. No, thank you, Zytgirl, for that. Diego's saying he's going to block live school and Andy's notifications. Oh, have you got that on the thing? Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, so Gary's asking me to go on his channel on Friday. I don't even know what I'm doing Friday. Friday, Gary. Just put it as a yes. I'll just message you in a minute. Roseanne, you back from Devon to London. I was supposed to be going back tonight. In fact, I was supposed to be there. I'd only be an hour away now, which is 9:30. But I am now sat in my mum's room because, to be honest with you, my tattooist, he said to me, oh, someone's cancelled. And I know you're down in Devon at the moment resting and healing. So do you fancy coming in and getting inked and chatting shit? And I went, yep, let's just get on with it. So, and then I'm going to London on Monday evening to then meet up with Ray. And I don't know if he wants to do a video or not. We may do a video. In fact, I'm going to tell him that we should do a video of his thoughts on my wildcard team / what he thinks of it. So stay posted for that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, so yeah, I would say just make sure if you are watching us on, what's his face? If you are watching us on Wednesday, the best experience, to be honest with you, in my opinion, I know we're going to be going around, we are literally global. But what I always advise people do is just watch, if you're able to watch a match, just watch the match on TV, basically put it on mute and just have us in the background. That's all you've got to do. And if we're ahead of you, just do what I do with Mark Goldbridge, just press the pause button until you know that you've caught up with us. Or, if we're behind, and well, there's nothing we can do when we're behind, but yeah, that's what I would advise. And then, because I always remember, funny enough, whenever Gary does his interviews with the old Scoutcast team, and I think when Mark and Granville used to do their podcasts, I would literally be playing zombies on Black Ops 2 on Transit, And I would just, my favourite time to listen to, my favourite time to play Transit was literally when them two were doing their hour-long, it was an hour, wasn't it? Their hour-long podcast. And I just loved it. And because I was doing something as well, it just made the experience so much enjoyable and fast. It's like I always say about, it's like when I listen to Nick's and James from Planet FPL's interview with Gary, and I just go out on a walk. Just walk and just listen in to two people just having a conversation about it all. And yeah, and then, like I said, with this Wednesday, with the 6 of us on screen, it's just going to be a simple case of just do something. If you're unable to watch the games and you're able to go out for a walk or whatever, what better way than to listen to 6 idiots? Oh, damn. I'm not allowed to say that. Someone DM'd me and said I'm not allowed to say that. Fuck. But yeah, just listen to 6 idiots, including a woman, chatting, twaddle, while some games are going on. And then, yeah, and if you are playing a computer game, if you have got both arms and legs, what does he say? If you have lost both arms and legs, I'd rather be dead. At least I'm not dead. Nathan Smith, did the other host quit FPL? Who's the other host? Will you see me more on Juice? It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible for me to go on Juice. Hello, Odin. We're basically ending now. I've basically wildcarded Odin if you're interested. Put it this way. Me being on Juice is basically a miracle. They kindly allow me to come in. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm not ashamed at the fact that I use Juice. It's 9:30. Fucking hell. I use Juice for my social because, as Gary stated, but it's true, in my personal circumstances and living where I do in London and basically having no friends, that for me is essentially my social. It's the equivalent of me going to the pub and just being with Ash, Nick and James and just chatting shit basically, and just having a good time and having a guest on, whoever that may be, and getting them involved in the conversation. I'm not going to lie, I really, really enjoy doing Juice. I've said to Nick, whenever I've listened back to the show, it is like listening to XFM. It's like listening to Ricky. I'm taking this off my fucking leg before it burns to death. So let's just see what's the camera angle like on that. Right. So I personally will say that me, Nick and Ash are the equivalent of Ricky, Steve and Carl when it comes to XFM. And the camaraderie between the three of us is you've got, I can't really say that which characters that we are, but I would probably say Nick is Ricky, Ash is Carl, and I'm Steve. And what I mean by that is that Ash comes out with some really bizarre statements where Nick will question what he's doing, and then I'm the one that throws in some comment which will sometimes back up Ash, sometimes back up Nick. But when I listen to it back, I can tell the camaraderie between us. It's just three mates having a laugh with one another. And like Ricky Gervais says, if by luck there are people watching, and then obviously when you've got some good guests on with you and they get the vibe and they kind of get involved with the banter, if you will. The truth of the matter is I've always said this to Nick and Ash, is that when they talk FPL, actually, I really enjoy talking about FPL. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I don't. I actually really genuinely enjoy talking about FPL, especially when you're talking to other people. You've got the screen in front of you and you're looking at people's teams and you want to question why they've done X, Y, and Z moves, or why they've hit a particular chip. I want to understand. I like talking to these people because you know that you're actually having a conversation with somebody that's enthusiastic about FPL as well. Whereas when it's with, I don't know, some casual person, that doesn't really have much insight into the game, or when you talk to a football fan and they're just one of these typical lads that essentially, rather than wanting to have an in-depth, not necessarily in-depth, but certainly just a discussion around, the thoughts of, I always use Arsenal as the example of what happened with Arsenal this year or whatever, and they don't really have an answer. It's just, it's the same with FPL, isn't it? You just kind of, sometimes when you go a bit too deep with, not necessarily strategies, but certainly transfers and everything, they look at you with this, you're like, there's no point in me talking to you then. Whereas when you're in FPL Juice, you've got 4, maybe 5 people, but usually it's 4 people actually having an enthusiastic discussion around FPL, and that's when I like it. That's when I actually genuinely enjoy being in there, and that's why sometimes I deliberately prolong the conversation with FPL, because I know that Nick and Ash want to get to the juicy stuff, as it will. But for me, I just want to talk. No, I'm not going to lie, I say it from a selfish point of view because I like being in the company of these people, and I like the fact that we're all having a laugh. And like I said, it's just my social, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not a job, it's just a hobby where, just by luck, James is offering this studio and we're able to sit there and chat like anybody does. Like anybody that goes out socialising, which is very rare these days, as we know, like even the park over there when you're going out with your nephew and, it's a nice sunny day and you see no children out. You're just like, what the fuck? Where the fuck are the children? They're supposed to be outside. Oh, they're indoors. Got to be safe first. Can't let them out your sight. Stick them in front of a tablet or a computer. It's more important than going outside, but we're not here to talk about that. But yeah, it's when you go out socialising with your mates and whatnot, for me, it's just sat in a studio rather than just sat in a pub or sat in Nando's. It's like when me and my mate Dale went out the other day to Nando's. We just sat there just chatting shit. Well, again, the only difference is that I'm just in a studio with FPL Juice. So in a very, very long-winded, boring way, essentially for me, going to FPL Juice is impossible because they record on Tuesdays. I'm only able to go there of recent times because I'm off with I'm recovering from a broken ankle. Basically, I broke my ankle 2 years ago, and essentially I discovered that the ankle/foot was completely fucked. And with circumstances I don't even need to go into, basically it took 2 years for them to finally give me what I need. And the surgeon literally said, take the 6 weeks off. You need to recover from this. And that's what I'm doing. And I will not be staying in London. There's no need for me to be in London, so I'd rather be down here with my family specifically. And if I'm able to catch up with my friends, like I'm able to catch up with Mitch tomorrow, which I can't wait for, we'll be just together for 4 or 5 hours. It's just, again, it's another thing. I'm with a friend but getting tattooed. He's just doing his job, but we're so close that, well, rather than just going out and spending money on things that, yeah, we may like food, but actually I could pay you and you could tattoo me while we continue having a conversation, while we still talk about things that we love anyway for 3 or 4 hours. It's great. And yeah, certainly, it's the same with when I met up with Gary. It's, well, you're a content creator, I'm a content creator, we're out on a walk, we're talking about FPL, let's just fucking record it. What is the point in saving this conversation for private? Which is fine, there's nothing wrong with holding it privately, but when you're, we're both in the space of creating content, fucking record it and just put it out there. And that's why I'm going to suggest to Ray just to record it and chat shit about my wild card, basically. What's he saying here? The Nima, As and Yourself episode, along with Mr. and Mrs. Plonker, easily my 2 favourite episodes. I don't even remember that, Colm, to be honest with you. The Nima, As and Yourself episode, why people enjoyed it. I genuinely don't know why people found that episode really enjoyable. I can't get my head around that. The Mr. and Mrs. Plonker episode is phenomenal. I've listened to that, I think, well, definitely twice, and I'm probably going to listen to it again at some point. But that episode is incredible. It's timeless. That's the key. I don't know why the Nima, Me and Az one. That was my first appearance on Juice as well. I was shitting myself. I was absolutely... Was it my first appearance on Juice? Yeah, it was. Oh, I was so nervous. Absolutely, because I knew Nima. Well, when I say I knew him, I'd met him at his meets. And with Az, obviously being what I call an FPL celebrity, you know, I'm like, fucking hell, like I'm meeting Az. And, you know, it's really weird when you meet people in the content creating space that know you're a content creator and you know who they are. And it's just this really weird thing of like, yeah, I know what you do, I know what I do, what do we talk about? It's, yeah. Can we get the fuck out of here now? It's nearly 10 o'clock. This is just absurd. Colm did make a point. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure you are hitting the like button. Make sure you are subscribing. And also leave some comments afterwards if what you think of my wildcard.